just going to be a wee quick one. I normally just make a video then upload it as a video, but I don't know, sometimes I just fancy going live, and because it's just happened in the last hour or two, I thought it would be a good time to get right in there. So, Ange Postecoglou has been sacked as Nottingham Forest manager, my English team. After 8 games. Now, seems a bit silly. I mean, 8 games. It's not really giving anyone a proper chance, but 8 games, no wins. I don't know how many defeats and draws there were, but like exactly, I mean, but I know there were. I know there was no wins. And give me 1 second actually, while I'll just create a poll now, asking if it was the right choice. Right, was it the right choice to sack Ange? Yes. No. And sausages. Okay, that's it. Yeah, so there's the poll up now. Right, so that's that of the road. Listen, I said from the very start of Ange getting appointed that this is going to end in disaster. Every team that Ange has been at, he's famously won something everywhere. And I think that, well, I don't think, I know that jaded a few people's views, because I had some people commenting on my video, and it might have been comments I made on TalkSport, I can't remember, but either way, a lot of people saying, well, he's won everywhere that he's went, so let's give him an opportunity. And I get that, but like I said, I didn't make this prediction willy-nilly. You cannot go, anybody, any club, cannot go from one end of the spectrum, counter-attacking, defence generally, football, low possession, but when you get possession, you take advantage of it. You can't go from that to all-out attack, possession-based, attack, basically. You can't go from one to the other and expect a smooth transition. Now, the only question is, would they have got it right eventually, Ange? Maybe. There's no way of knowing. Personally, I don't think he would have, if I'm being honest, because I like Ange as a man, as a person. I think he's actually quite, you know, he comes out with some inspirational stuff at times, but I'm certainly not as big a fan of him now as I used to be, because I think he's been caught out a few times with lies to make himself look good. But anyway, it's not about that. Richard Lintema says hi. Hi Richard, how are you? But yeah, how can you go from Nuno's style to Ange's style and think it's going to be a success? I mean, again, it could have been if you gave him more time, but you don't have time. You do not have time, especially in the English Premier League. It's the best league in the world. Davos. Alright, Dava, how are you, mate? I knew it was coming, mate, with Ange. I was just saying that, Dava. I mean, you know, I'm sure you commented on a few of my videos with Ange. I predicted this from the start. I'm not taking satisfaction from it. You know, the man's lost his job. I'm sure he will be a multi-millionaire, so it's not about money. But, yeah, it was a long time coming. I mean, the guy is just the total opposite of Nuno's style. And it was always going to end in disaster for me. He would have got a good payoff. I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm alright, mate. I'm just at Fort Fowler in Lambert Hospital, but I'm not in as a patient. I was just visiting my grandma. Yes, it is what it is. I mean, he's sacked now. It's done. I wonder where he'll go after this. There's talk of him even going to Rangers. I don't think that's ever been done before, a manager that's managed both Celtic and Rangers, so that'd be interesting. But it's just speculation at this point. But yeah, it wasn't going to be a long one. This maybe just another minute or so. It's just amazing. I mean, like I says, I like Ange, but it was always going to happen for me, because that's the biggest reason to go from the total opposite of how he likes to play football. Aye, Dava Wilson says Forest not the right team for him, mate. 100%, mate. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's just not for him. It's not a good fit. It was never a good fit. And I was shocked when the owner, Marinakis, appointed Ange, to be honest, because, you know, we're football men, me and you, we know, like, no one can predict the future, right? But that just looked like a match made in hell. And you'd think a football owner would have had a bit more, not even tactical nous, but like general knowledge of football to know this is not going to end well. It baffles me how anyone could have looked at that different. It's like when we got rid of, well, no, we never got rid of him. When Ange left Celtic and we brought in Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers is a good enough manager where he would know, I can't change things too much here. Ange is not like that. He would just go his style and that's it. You can't always do that, you know. You've got to adapt, and it was just always going to be a disaster. Tony JK says hi from New Zealand. Hi Tony, how are you? They moaned about him from the start, mate. They did. It's just, I'm kind of laughing. It's not funny, but I've just found it amazing how anybody could see it going any other way. Ange was a stupid appointment, says Nico. I mean, yeah, it was, Nico. I totally agree. It was a stupid appointment. I keep saying it, but I keep saying it for a reason. You just cannot go. Like, I know you'll be sick fed up with me here saying it, but you can't go from Nuno's style to Ange's style and think, right, this is gonna work. No, because Nuno's players, number one, are still there, so they're still used to playing the old system. You know, and they're professionals, so you could say, well, they'll adapt for sure, but it takes time. You don't get time in that league. You don't get time in most leagues now. So you're especially not going to get time in the English Premier League, especially when we had such a good season last season. It was never going to work for me. Mate, if Rodgers leaves, would be massive miss for Celtic. Yeah, it would be, mate. And I'll be honest with you, David, I think he might. It doesn't look good. I know he keeps saying, he comes out and he says he's not, but his body language and just the performances say otherwise to me. Anthony says Thomas Frank is probably worse in my opinion. Yeah, he might be, mate, because Ange at the very least has won. You know, he's won wherever he's went, bar this Forest job now, and I actually said that from the start, because people were saying that the opposite when he first got appointed. They were saying, nah, Greg, you're wrong, he's going to be a success, he's won something everywhere he's went. And I says, well, I think you'll find this will be the first club where he's not won anything. And I didn't think he'd get sacked this early, I must admit, but I did not think he would win anything worse. And that is the truth. I said that in the first video. I said this is going to be the first club where he's not won anything. I've been proved right. Rodgers will be away end of season, 100%. Yep. Probably, mate. That's probably likely. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on and give my thoughts on the Ange sacking, and I went live because it's just happened in the last hour and a half, 2 hours, right after the Nottingham Forest game where they got beat 3-0 off Chelsea. We got beat 3-0 off Chelsea, I should say. So 8 losses in a row for Andrew. Did he draw any? He did actually draw some, mate. He did. I was saying that at the start of this. I don't know exactly how many were losses and how many were draws, but I know he never won any. None at all. It's dire, man. It really is. But anyway, lads, I appreciate you coming in. Dava, thanks a lot, mate, for coming in. You always seem to jump in. I appreciate it. And that's it for now. But I'm sure we'll speak again soon. Right, lads. Thank you. See you, mate. Bye.